Welcome to The Life of Hair. My name's James Atkinson. Thank you for joining me in this week's episode. Now, this is a follow-up to last week's episode where I cut the Rachel, the later end of Friends, the sort of late 90s, early 2000s version. Softer, longer, a much more wearable version of that. But the early 90s version of the Rachel haircut is definitely coming back too. I've seen many style predictions saying that they think that this old school Rachel haircut is going to make a big return. Now, I've watched a few YouTube tutorials that are out there at the moment, and they're all sort of saying, well, what you need to do is bring it round and cut a line that travels from short to long, and you know, that's the way to cut it. And that is definitely one way to cut it. The other way I've seen people do it is get their scissors and carve down. But what that doesn't create is the weight that was removed from in this front section when you look at her hair. I'll pop it on the screen now and you'll be able to see in the hair that's just under her chin, it goes in and then flicks out, and that's where loads of weight's been removed through layers. If you just cut a square line or a diagonal line, sorry, into this front area, all you're going to get is a very shapely front, but we are not going to get that kind of bend and flick that Rachel got from her haircut. So let's get on with this one. Now, I think that some of you will think, oh, when am I ever going to do this? That is a valid point. There may not be that many times that you do it, but if you get someone come in that really wants this haircut, then you'll know exactly how to do it. Now, in Rachel's haircut, she wears it in a pretty deep side parting. So that's how we're going to cut this haircut. Now, someone asked me in the comments last week, I think her name was Heather, she comments every week, so thank you for that, Heather, and all of you that do comment every week, it's much appreciated. She mentioned about doing the last week's Rachel haircut in a side parting, because I did it in a centre parting. And the latter end of that video I did explain you just do it exactly the same way as I did, you just move the parting over. But with this particular technique, it's actually a very similar technique to the one we did last week. It's just cut deeper and heavier into the hair. The principles of this haircut are exactly the same. The main difference is that we're going to cut a much heavier line, whereas last week on the Rachel haircut we scooped out and we created a very soft shape around the front. What we're going to do, just like we did last week, we're going to cut in our primary guide by using a small triangle of hair at the front hairline. So make sure that's evenly subdivided out the way and that you can clearly see where you're going. One thing to be conscious of with this particular guideline is that the piece of hair that you take at the front is incredibly small. We do not want this piece of hair interfering with the general haircut. So it is just made up of a tiny slither. In these early days, you see her with like grips and clips in her hair, keeping it out of the way. It's because of the length that it was cut at. It's pretty short and it bends right round and it sits in her mid-cheek. So that's where we're going to cut our initial guideline section 2. Now, as we did before, we're going to elevate it straight out from the head. And elevation creates softness. For those of you that answered that before I did, well done. We're going to elevate it straight out from the head. We're going to double check our length, and we know that we want this hair to bend round and kind of finish up mid-cheek. So we're going to cut it roughly the end of her nose, just past the end of her nose length, like between her lip and her nose. Getting this, the really important thing is you get this right straight away so that you can carry on with your haircut and fully knowing that you've got the exact length you want to finish with. I'll take a little bit off there just to check. A little bit more. Just work your way down. Last week's episode, I just whacked it off at exactly the right length, but I realised that sometimes it's a bit daunting to do something like that. So there's nothing wrong with cutting a section 3 or 4 times to get the exact length you want. Yeah, I'm happy with that. If we can see that, that gives us a good gauge of how it's going to sit. Rachel's hair was very kind of round on her face and flicking, and this side, if we look at the reference picture, I'll put it on the screen now, is actually fractionally longer looking than this side. If you want to create symmetry in this area, then obviously you could shorten this piece of hair at this point, but I'm going to go with the absolute original haircut. So just like we did last week, we're going to subdivide off from just behind the highest point of the head to the back of the ear, and we're going to do exactly the same thing on both sides. And just like the last haircut, the Rachel haircut, they're so similar. The similarities are unbelievable in these two haircuts. In fact, it's pretty much the same haircut in a lot of ways, it's just done slightly differently. We're going to section off and then we're going to clip out the way the entire back, just to be sure that that's not going to interfere with our front two sections that we have here. We'll split the guide, push this hair into that side and this hair into this side, and they are our two guide sections to work from. Now, just like we did last week, we're going to push the hair forward, and I'm going to talk about pre-sectioning very quickly, or getting clean sections. I really like to use a comb that's got a point on it, and what I do is I put my thumb on the point and then I push it firmly against the scalp, push it through, and that means I'll take a nice clean section. So that's a good tip for anyone that's struggling to take clean sections when they're cutting hair. One of the main differences with this particular technique is the sheer volume of hair I'm going to be cutting off here, because this hair's got no layers in it. This might scare some of your existing clients because it looks like a lot of hair coming off, but it is just to create that shape around the front. Now I've got my guide section here and I can see that very clearly when I lift it up, and I know that that's exactly the point that I want to cut it to, and I'm going to over direct this hair again to this center point. That's going to ensure I've got enough hair to blend into. Elevate the hair straight out from the head shape with your over direction into the center, and then lift the hair straight up. I can see my guide just there. Just double check with this piece. Yep, it's exactly where I want it to be. And we're going to cut a line that travels at a 45-degree angle back towards the crown. There's my hair, my elevation is straight up, my over direction is into the center, and I'm going to cut a line that travels from short to long, keeping the hair over directed to the center, making sure my elevation is straight up from the head shape, and then we'll just check that, and we're looking for a line that runs short to long in the opposite direction. That way we know we've ensured our over direction's working. Let's just check that for shape. That's good, and we can start to see that that's taken away some of the weight in this area. Now we need to deal with this hair. Now, unlike our previous haircut, what we're going to do is we're going to take a subsection of hair that incorporates the previous section that we just cut, and we're going to use that as our new guide. The main reason for this is that we want to remove more weight from this corner than we did on our previous haircut. So we're going to elevate this hair straight up from the head, and we're not going to over direct it to that central section. We've got a guide in there from the section that we just cut that we can clearly see right there. Hopefully you guys can see that too. Now, again, elevation straight up from the head like that, 45-degree finger angle, and we are over directing the hair to the parietal ridge. And we simply cut a diagonal line that travels towards the back. And then we start to see that very heavy shape appear that was synonymous with those early days of Rachel's haircut. Okay, onto the opposite side. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. We've got less hair to deal with. So we section off through the center of the parietal ridge. And we're going to do exactly what we did before. We're going to elevate the hair straight up, no over direction, left or right, straight up from the head, 45-degree finger angle, and we're pulling this hair to the center line, just as we did previously. Finger angle 45 degrees, elevate the hair straight up from the head, and cut a square line. You don't need to point cut it, chip into it, or do anything to the shape just yet. We can do all that later. Let's just check that for shape, and that is working beautifully. Then we're going to pick up the bottom hair, we're going to subdivide through the parietal ridge again. This hair can stay out of the way. This hair we elevate straight up, from the head shape, no over direction. We have a clear guide in there from our previous section, and we cut a line straight towards the ceiling, 45 degrees. And that is the front of Rachel's haircut complete. We will be able to see that we've retained the same length at the corners on both sides, and that we've got a lot of internal shape around the front here. And one thing that elevating the hair does that cutting the shape in with just a straight line doesn't do is that all this hair to this point is layered, and we've removed some of the weight to allow this hair to flick and bend as we saw in the reference picture. Onto the back sections. Very, very simple, easy to do back section now. Okay, what we're gonna split the hair straight down the center back. We're gonna part the hair left and right, or right and left, whichever one suits you. We're gonna subdivide 1 centimeter of our front sections that we've just cut into the back, just like that, pushing this hair cleanly out the way. And actually, just quickly, while we pull that hair forward, we can really see how strong that shape is. And just quickly, as I've got that hair pushed forward, we can really see now how strong that shaping is around the front. And this early haircut has got some serious shape going on. So we've taken 1 centimeter from the front of the haircut we just did. We've taken 1 centimeter from the front sections that we just did, and we have combed them into this back section. And then we're going to utilize that hair as our guide. Take a section straight down the center back, which I'll show you in just a second. This will give us a strong guideline. So we'll have 2 guidelines. We'll have the guideline from the front that we just took, and we'll have a guideline straight down our center back. Just like that. I didn't mention this in this video, but in the last week's video, right-handers stand on the right-hand side, left-handers stand on the left-hand side. It's easier to cut from short to long than it is from long to short. 45-degree angle, elevation straight up, cut a nice clean line. Once you've taken that section, then just simply subdivide it down the center back, split it into 2. Very, very simple next step to this haircut. You take a horizontal section through the occipital bone, you elevate the hair straight up to the sky, over directing to that center, and you're going to do it exactly as you did with the guide section. You're going to cut a 45-degree line. I can see my guide there very, very clearly. If you can't see your guide, guys, then stop, take your section again. It is well worth double checking. Now the hair underneath that occipital bone area, we're actually going to leave out. The main reason for that is that with the length of this haircut, it's very, very unlikely, and I'm just going to show you, that this hair under the occipital bone will actually reach the layers. Now, for instance, if it did, which it doesn't, as I said, we can just see there is nothing to cut off underneath the occipital bone because of the length of the haircut and the angle that we're taking. So we're going to do exactly the same thing on this left-hand side. We're going to take a section that runs right through the center of the occipital bone to the top of the ear. We are going to elevate the hair straight up. We're going to make sure, as a right-hander, I'm standing on the right-hand side. You left-handers will stand on the left-hand side. I'm going to pull the hair towards me. That's really important. And I'm going to clearly see my guide, which is just there. And I'm going to continue cutting that 45-degree line, traveling up towards the ceiling. And that, my friend, is how to do the Rachel haircut from a technical perspective. The rest is round brush blow drying. Now, I know some of you in the comments last week when I mentioned that I was going to do this haircut this week were thrilled to know that this haircut was coming back because you love a bit of round brush blow drying. If you would like to see me blow dry this, then tell me in the comments and I'll make a separate video about how I blow dried it. Okay, here we have the finished product, the Rachel circa early 90s version. that beautiful side fringe with the kind of very, very on-trend, sweeping, long grown out fringe effect, which I absolutely love about this haircut. And if we look, as we saw in the reference pictures, the weight that's been removed from these front areas by doing this layering pattern really, really accentuates that out and in shape. And also we've got a tiny little bit of flick on the ends through here, and that really brings out some beautiful texture in the shape. So that's it, that's the Rachel haircut for you. I think it's quite wearable. I think it's quite a usable technique in the salon. There's probably quite a few of your clients that would enjoy having their hair cut like this. They may not be 21, but don't be sure that you won't get some younger clients asking for this particular haircut as the popularity of it grows and grows. I think it's going to take off. I don't know why, I just do. If it doesn't, then amen. But if it does, I think this is a fantastic opportunity to accentuate your long graduation skills. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, then please hit that thumbs up button. It's really, really helpful to share the videos with other people on YouTube. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you have already. It's really, really appreciated. And I will see you again next Sunday for another episode of The Life of Hair. And until then, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you then.